What does your crazy neighbor do to be labeled the crazy neighbor? We had this neighbor a few houses down who everyone quietly referred to as the nail lady. Her real name was Marlene, but over time it stopped mattering. If you lived on our street long enough, you either heard about her or became one of her targets. It started a few years ago with random flat tires. At first, people assumed it was just bad luck, maybe a construction site nearby, maybe the road had loose debris. But then the pattern became too obvious to ignore. Cars parked on the street, cars in driveways, even one guy's work van, all waking up to find one or two tires completely deflated. Not a slow leak either. The kind of puncture that leaves a clean little metal culprit still lodged in the rubber. The weirdest part was the precision. She didn't slash tires. She'd push a nail in at just the right angle so the tire would slowly lose air overnight. It almost felt like she enjoyed the craft of it. I got my turn one Tuesday morning. I was already running late for work, stepped outside with my coffee, and saw my car listing to one side. At first I thought maybe I'd parked too close to the curb. Then I noticed the back left tire was sagging. When I crouched down, there it was. A bright, shiny roofing nail sticking out like it had been placed there on purpose. By then, whispers were circulating. Several other neighbors had found nails in their tires over the past few months. One guy swore he saw Marlene walking down his driveway late one night, but when he confronted her about it, she just said she liked to take strolls to help her sleep. We didn't have any proof. The police were called a couple of times, but without evidence, they couldn't do much. So people started taking matters into their own hands. Motion sensor lights went up on garages. Small, discreet security cameras appeared above front doors and tucked into trees. That was when the footage started to roll in. The first clear video came from the Martinez family. Around 2:30 a.m., their camera caught Marlene slowly walking up their driveway in a nightgown and slippers, one hand clutching a little plastic bag. She crouched by the rear tire of their SUV, did something quick with her hands, then walked away without a sound. The still frame of her in mid-crouch made its way around the block in less than a day. Once that happened, everyone started checking their own cameras. The Johnsons had her on tape from a week earlier. The Crawfords had her twice in the same night, once for each of their cars. Sometimes she'd approach from the street. Other times, she'd come from the side yard, like she knew which blind spots people hadn't covered yet. No one knew exactly why she did it. She never left notes, never confronted people openly, never damaged anything else. It was just the tires. Some guessed she didn't like people parking in front of her house, but plenty of cars that got nailed weren't anywhere near it. Others thought maybe she just liked causing inconvenience, that the slow leak and the ruined morning were the point. After the videos, she slowed down. Maybe she knew the whole neighborhood was onto her. Maybe she was worried someone would catch her in the act and call the cops again. This time with proof. It didn't stop entirely. Every couple of months, someone new would post a picture of a tire with a nail sticking out of it. But it wasn't the constant pattern it had been. Marlene still lives there. She keeps to herself, barely waves when you pass her in the driveway. Sometimes I'll see her out front with a broom, sweeping the sidewalk with slow, deliberate strokes. And every so often, I catch her glancing down the street, eyes moving from one parked car to the next, like she's mentally taking inventory. Even now, years later, people still check their tires more often than they used to, and no one ever parks overnight anywhere near her side of the street.